This company generates more revenue in a single year than the entire economy of most countries on Earth. Yet it began with one man, one mortgaged house, and one small store in a town most people had never heard of. That contrast is what makes the story powerful. Walmart did not begin with unlimited money, a revolutionary invention, or a perfect market. It began with a founder who saw an opportunity that larger competitors considered too small to matter. But this video is not really about Walmart. It is about the 6-step blueprint Sam Walton used to build it, and how you can apply the same framework to your own business, whether you are opening a physical store, launching an online brand, building a service company, or trying to scale something that already works. By the end, you will have the full framework, not just an inspiring story. Here are the 6 moves Walmart used, in order. First, find the market everyone else is ignoring. Second, bet on yourself before anyone else will. Third, win through cost discipline, not glamour. Fourth, cluster and dominate before you expand. Fifth, build systems that scale faster than you can personally manage. Sixth, give the people building the company with you real ownership. Let us begin with the first move. During the 1950s, Sam Walton operated small variety stores across rural Arkansas. While running those stores, he studied how customers behaved, what they bought, how far they traveled, and what they complained about. He noticed something the largest retailers had overlooked. Major discount chains did not want to build large stores in small towns. They believed the populations were too small, the opportunity was limited, and the returns would not justify the effort. Sam looked at the same facts and reached the opposite conclusion. If a town had no proper discount store, he did not need millions of customers. He only needed to become the most useful, reliable, and affordable option within driving distance. A small town with little competition could be more valuable than a large city filled with powerful rivals. That difference in perspective created the foundation of Walmart. Competition often avoids smaller markets for a logical reason. A national company may need hundreds of millions in new revenue before a market feels meaningful. A founder does not. What looks insignificant to a giant can still be life-changing for a smaller business. The principle is not to choose a tiny market blindly. Ignored does not mean valuable. You still need real demand, healthy economics, and customers who are willing to pay. The goal is to find valuable demand that stronger competitors have underestimated. Look at your own industry. Is there a customer group that receives poor service? Is there a location nobody wants to enter? Is there a product category that feels outdated, confusing, or inconvenient? Is there a problem too specific for a large corporation to solve properly? You do not need the biggest market on day one. You need a market where customers feel overlooked and where your business can become the obvious choice. In practical terms, this means starting where your size is an advantage. You can listen more closely, move more quickly, serve people personally, and adapt before a competitor finishes holding meetings. Sam Walton did not enter the loudest battlefield. He found a quieter one, where he could build strength before the giants noticed. That was move number 1. Find the market everyone else is ignoring. The second move was to bet on himself before anyone else would. Sam presented his discount store idea to his existing business partners. They rejected it. They believed the plan was too risky and the margins were too thin. So in 1962, at 44 years old, Sam moved forward without them. He and his wife, Helen, personally supplied about 95% of the money required for the first store. To make the investment possible, he mortgaged his house. On July 2nd, 1962, the first Walmart opened in Rogers, Arkansas. That decision reveals a difficult truth about entrepreneurship. Every founder eventually reaches a moment when the people around them say no. Investors may not understand the vision. Partners may prefer a safer plan. Friends and relatives may believe the risk is unreasonable. Even experienced business people can reject an opportunity because it does not resemble something that has already worked. Their rejection does not automatically prove that your idea is brilliant, but it also does not prove that the idea is bad. Sometimes rejection simply means the opportunity is early, unfamiliar, or uncomfortable. Conviction becomes meaningful when it carries a real cost. Sam did not merely speak passionately about his idea. He invested his own money, accepted personal risk, and built the first version before asking the world to believe him. For your own business, this does not mean risking everything without research. It means being willing to carry the earliest burden yourself, test the idea, build the first version, find the first customers, prove that people will pay. Belief should lead to disciplined action, not reckless gambling. That first Walmart produced roughly $1 million in sales during its opening year. In the same period, giant and well-funded competitors such as Kmart and Woolco were also entering discount retail. From the outside, Sam's small-town operation looked insignificant. It had less money, less recognition, and fewer resources. This leads to move number 3, win through cost discipline, not glamour. Many people imagine successful founders surrounded by expensive offices, luxury travel, and visible signs of wealth. Sam behaved differently. Even after becoming wealthy, he drove an old pickup truck, flew in coach, and sometimes shared hotel rooms with employees during business trips. His frugality was not simply a personality trait. It supported the central promise of the company: lower prices. Every dollar not wasted on image could be invested in inventory, distribution, store growth, or better prices for customers. Walmart could not honestly claim to be the low-cost retailer, while its leadership operated with unnecessary extravagance. The lesson is direct. Your expenses must match your strategy. If you promise affordability, your overhead must remain disciplined. If you promise speed, your processes must eliminate delay. If you promise quality, your budget must protect the details customers actually experience. Cost discipline does not mean refusing every investment. It means spending aggressively on what strengthens the customer promise and cutting what merely makes the company look impressive. A polished office may feel successful, but it does not automatically create value. A better supply agreement, a faster delivery process, stronger customer support, or improved product quality can. Sam understood that glamour attracts attention, but disciplined economics creates endurance. A lean business can survive longer, learn faster, and keep improving while heavily burdened competitors struggle to adapt. He was willing to look ordinary so Walmart could offer extraordinary value. Those were moves 2 and 3. Back your conviction with real commitment. Then make every dollar support the strategy. The 4th move was to cluster and dominate before expanding. Sam did not scatter Walmart stores randomly across the country. He placed new locations close to existing ones, building density within one region. Some stores were even close enough to compete with one another, but the network created a larger advantage. One supply truck could restock several stores in a single route. Advertising could support multiple locations. Managers, inventory, knowledge, and trained employees could move quickly throughout the territory. By 1968, this logic helped produce Walmart's first distribution center in Bentonville. As the company expanded into Missouri and Oklahoma, a dominant regional network is often stronger than a thin national footprint. For a growing business, expansion can feel like progress even when it creates weakness. Opening in many places at once may increase visibility, but it can also divide attention, raise costs, weaken quality, and make consistent service harder. A company can appear larger while becoming less efficient underneath. Depth should come before width. Dominate one city, one region, one customer group, or one sales channel. Build repeat customers, efficient operations, strong local knowledge, and a trusted reputation there. Then use that strength as the foundation for entering the next market. The 5th move was to build systems that could scale beyond the founder. In 1970, Walmart became a publicly traded company. Access to public capital allowed it to open stores faster than small-town competitors could respond, and faster than Sam could have financed personally. But money alone was not enough. By 1990, Walmart had become the largest retail chain in the United States. When Sam died in 1992, the company had more than 1,700 stores and annual sales approaching $50 billion. No founder can personally control an organization of that size. Walmart required repeatable systems. It needed standardized store layouts, centralized distribution, consistent pricing rules, reliable reporting, clear responsibilities, and processes that worked in store number 4 and store number 400. Your business cannot truly scale if every decision, customer, payment, and problem must pass through you. That is not a scalable company. It is a demanding job built around one person. Growth begins when you turn what is inside your head into a documented process that trained people can execute, measure, and improve. Write down how work should be done. Define what good performance looks like. Create checkpoints that reveal problems early. Build the system before growth makes the lack of one painful. The sixth move was to give the people building the company real ownership. Sam referred to employees as associates, and many participated in profit sharing and stock ownership. Some people who began in entry-level store positions eventually retired as millionaires because they held shares in a company that compounded for decades. People work differently when long-term success benefits them directly. If you want your team to think like owners, give key people an ownership mindset. Profit sharing is not charity. It can align retention, performance, and decision-making with the future of the business instead of only the next paycheck. So here is the complete blueprint. Find the ignored market. Bet on yourself. Practice cost discipline. Cluster before expanding. Build scalable systems. Share meaningful ownership. Sam Walton did not rely on one magical idea. He applied 6 disciplined moves in the right order. For 30 years, one man, one small town, and one rejected idea became one of history's largest companies. The tools were not magic. They were discipline, repeated consistently.